Right, time for my stock analysis. Before we go any further, I'm just going to look back at some that I've been recommending, particularly the back end of last year. This is eShore in the UK. Love the way in which it's a relatively new stock on the market. I love the way we pull up here and based here. So we had nice move up, pull back to support. Broke above the 50 EMA, crucial. So this 240 was a key level here, and here we are at 283, looking at high RSI, but pull back to something like 260 at some stage soon, and I think we could at least get back up here. So I was talking about this as we came off the lows, talking about it as a consolidating. Great stock, love it. What did I do with it? I bought it at this 240 area. I have been talking about Tate & Lyle. Now that's not doing anything yet, but keep an eye on this one, because I think if we can hold, let me mark this up. So fibs on the last big move, crashed into the top of the fib zone, came back to 76.4. Got the 50 and the 200 above us. So what we need to do, if this is going to go anywhere, we need to close above this 790 area here. So if we close above this on Tate, T-A-T-E in the UK, then I would buy that to see if we can bust up here. And Man Group. Talked about this a lot off and on last year. You can see the big box I've drawn here. Love the way we handle this box here. We pushed up, it pulled back, we pushed up, deeper pullback. Not bothered about that dropping out of there because of that massive support. So here we were messing around with sort of 75, 80, and here we are at 87. I think obviously we've had a pullback back under the 200 here. I think this is potentially a kiss and tell. And what's a kiss and tell? Kiss and tell is where we break up through a trend line and pull back to kiss it again, and then get the next move up. So if you want to play this safely, I would stand aside. Wait until we're back above 89, because longer term, I think this one is. We've got a gap here. So close the gap at 86.7 or 87, and then I think we can resume the uptrend now. If we close above that box at 90, I think we are potentially going to close that gap at 113. Fibs on the big picture. So we've got the fibs, bottom of the fib zone at 90.50. So that's going to be crucial. I think this has got the potential to get going. It's Man Group, EMG in the UK. Right, let's look at, continue the theme of UK stocks. Been watching. I want to short this now at this level here, which is 180. If I don't get filled, I will leave it. We're above the 50 EMA, but I just think that that's got the potential to. So we held the trend. Well, we dropped underneath the trend line, closed above it. I just think this WH Smith is struggling, and I think that could sell. Let's have a quick look at some of the other retailers. That's under the 50 EMA. Sports Direct. Reversal bar up here at 748, currently down there at 712. Support under there. I think the time to short that was 747, so I'm going to stand aside. Pendragon, no, never mind, that's a cheapie. Debenhams. I think the risk-all ratio is not great on that. I think that was a good time. I did talk about this at 84.40, that's currently 82.10. Right, other ones I like this one. I like this one short. This is Pace, ticker PIC in the UK. I'm going to short that one at 359. And my stop is going to be 363. But again, if I don't get filled, I will leave it. Next one, and I've got this is a cloud setup. This is Nano, N-A-N-O, it's Nanoco in the UK. Come on to the US ones in a minute. I want to buy this if I get a pullback to 110. Okay, massive move to the upside. We're only just closed above the daily 8. It's a hammer in the weekly. So I'm going to see if that one can at least retrace to 144. This is an interesting one, AQP in the UK, Aquarius Platinum. We're right under the 50 and the 200, so I am going to wait for that to see if we can close above that 50 EMA at 710, at which point I'll buy it to see if we can get up to 850 plus. Okay, recap on moving on to the US now. Let's just catch up on what I'm doing. I am still short this Yahoo, just. I patiently waited for a pullback on this one to 41.25. Kept my stop above that bar, that high, and I'm up 125 points. We are coming into support. I'm just concerned this one might get bought on this support. So I think what I'll do is I'll get a stop to break even. So that's a hammerite bar on support. This could be a bull flag. So what I don't want to do is get caught up in a potential bull flag. If that starts to break above that hammer, Yahoo could pop up. So I'm going to get my stop to break even plus whatever that is at 40.75. So I must admit I am tempted just to take that off, but I'm going to leave it and just to see if we can close below the 8. We're still above the 8 EMA here, so in the weekly. We have a cloud in the weekly, and that little hammer on the daily, but we're under the 8 and the 21 with the 50 EMA down there at 380. We're going to hang on. General Motors I had as a short. Unfortunately I didn't trade it, and that is still dropping fast. I was waiting for that. Avis Cars, this stopped me out. I thought this was a lovely short setup, lovely star there. Patient for a pullback. Had some profits within 2 days, and then it just wiped me out. So I am standing aside Avis Cars. Right, the ones I do like. Moving on to ones I do like. EA, Electronic Arts, and I would love to, so we dropped off, so we're getting a W pattern on the back of this latest move. So there's the W pattern, here's the wedge as already drawn, so I would hold out for a pullback to 33.63 to see if we can get back up to these highs on EA. side. This is GGS. It's one of these low risk, high reward trades. I think that is a great setup. You know, we've had a lot of selling. We've pushed up, sold off, pushed up, sold off. Big base down here. It's a relative cheap stock. I'm just going to risk half size to see if I'm going to hold out for 150. Now my stop is going to be under 143 to see if that can at least start to close above 170. Because if we close above 185, this line in the sand here, I think that could get going. And potentially get up here to 275. So I'm just prepared to take a risk on that one, but not going to go mad. Basically, the miners are coming. The retailer is out of favour. Oil has seen some big pullbacks and could be some buying opportunities, but mining has really seemed to reverse. So let's look at HMY. Harmony Mining, I think that's a buy at 279. One of the more popular gold stocks in the US is this one. Gold Corp. That's a buy at 2284. Because if that breaks out of that 2272, sorry, I'm trying to do this too fast, 2272, if that breaks out of that, I think we could potentially get back to 2658. Not so long ago that was way up there at 470. And NRG, I think this is an oil stock coming up. Be selective. Yeah, I do think that's got potential. I'm going to leave that one more day because that's closed under the trend line. That's a watch. Last but not least, AEP. Step back and do a little bit more analysis on this one. Fibs. Stuck under that apex. A lot of support down here. I'm going to hold out for 46.58. If I don't get filled, I'm going to walk away. My stop would be 46.25. Okay, quick look at some US stocks I have been trading. And let me just find potash. The potash I got out here. So I got in at some support here, and I got out at 34.28. It did pop up, but where it has pulled right back in. I would love to get in. I think 32. I'm going to put an alert on this one for a retest of that hammer. I think that's the new level now. at 32.80, and I want to buy potash at 32.80 to see if that can get back up to these highs. Other ones, let's have a look at Goldman's. Sideways. I'd like a deeper pullback to, I've got an alert for 170 on that. Dry ships has been chopping around. Chesapeake had a bad session so far. That's got real potential. If I can get back above 25.65, I would consider buying that. And what else am I interested in? I was watching this one. This one's been flapping around like Billy-O, STSI. Yeah, this one is NGLS. That's nice. That is nice, because if that I can get in, if I can get in at 50.75, and yeah, I like that one, NGLS. So I want 50.75. Okay, that's enough. So I've kept my powder fairly dry at the moment, because I have seen some good stocks come off the highs and weaken, and so just being cautious. All right, hope that helps, and let me know what you're trading as well.